Hey guys, this is Blue Eyes Master 91, and today I thought I would do a few test stands for my Blue Eyes deck profile, so let's get on into it. The way this deck is built, it is a second turn deck with the ability of going first if needed. Alright, so let's assume we're going second. Our opponent would do whatever they need to do, and then we would be able to draw. Alright, so not a great hand, but it's effective. We can set 2 cards, we can normal summon, and then we can use Bingo Machine Go. And in this situation, you would want to take all 3 of your alternatives, which is what we're going to do. And because we did that, we are now able to special summon alternative by revealing the blue eyes in our hand. In this situation, we have a couple of plays we can go with. We could synchro summon to go into Shen Shen. We could link to go into Linkuriboh or into Lina the Light Charmer. Personally, I think our best bet is to link for 1 to go into Linkuriboh. And then have alternative dragon uses ability to pop our opponent's monster. And with that, our turn is done, and Stone of Ancient's effect activates from the graveyard, allowing us to special summon Abyss Dragon. Abyss Dragon's effect then activates, allowing us to add a Polymerization and a Blue Eyes White Dragon into our hand. Yeah. So it would be then our opponent's turn. We could flip True Light to special summon a Blue Eyes from our hand or graveyard and still be their turn. They would go in for an attack, and we would flip Mirror Force to destroy all their attack position monsters, saving Linkuriboh for the turn. It would then be our turn. We draw on the Maiden. We can play Polymerization, Diffuse Alternative with the 2 blue eyes to go into Ultimate Alternative. True Light's effect can then activate to special summon out our alternative again. And then we can normal summon out Maiden. And that would be as far as you'd want to go this turn. You can use Alternative Dragon's effect to pop a monster, and then you can attack with 45 and 25 into your opponent's other 2 monsters. And then 300 direct if you want. And that would be the turn. So then it would be their move. It would use Linkuriboh to protect itself. And if they happen to summon a second monster, you could use Maiden's effect, because that would be the obvious second target. Just re-summon out a Blue Eyes in the graveyard. So with all that done, it'd be our draw. We can then use Maiden and Abyss Dragon to go into Shen Shen. We can then normal summon out our Stone, but immediately send him away to re-summon out Linkuriboh. And then finally, we have Dragon's Mirror, which allows us to fuse the blue eyes in our graveyard with the 2 on our field. Actually, before we do that, we can send the 2 blue eyes on our field to the graveyard to go into a copy of Twin Burst, and then play Dragon's Mirror to banish the 3 to go into a Neo Ultimate Dragon. We can then banish Abyss Dragon to increase the attack strength of the 2 Ultimate Dragons to 55 and Twin Burst to 4,000. We would declare an attack, and we can recycle any of these 4 back into the graveyard. I would personally go with Abyss Dragon at that point, and I'm going to move my Banish pile down. So that means that we can use his effect again next turn if there is another turn. So what will happen next is Neo would attack with 55 into a monster, dealing damage. Alternative would attack into a monster, dealing damage with 55 as well. And then Twin Burst would attack directly for 4,000, and then Linkuriboh for another 3. If they're not dead yet, they're very, very close, and they are trying to figure out a way to stay afloat. It would be their turn. I would use True Light's effect at this moment, not because I need to, but because why not, to set an ultimate creature of destruction. So, with that being said, it would be your opponent's turn. You can use Linkuriboh's effect to protect itself. And then they would do whatever to try to prolong the match. It'd be our turn. We would draw. I did forget Stone of Ancient's effect on the last turn, which isn't a big issue. What we would do here is... I guess we would normal summon out Stone, but once again send it away for Linkuriboh. We can then banish, so this is at 65, 65, and 5,000. And that would be game. So let's try this one more time and see if we get a better starting hand or even a worse one. I have not really bricked with this deck, and even if I don't get an ideal hand, I tend to be able to play through it. And all the support that's coming out in February is going to make this deck even more potent with that new fusion spell and the Jet Dragon. So our next starting hand, 3 and 5. Interesting. All right. Let's say this time we are going first. We can set the evenly. And summon out the alternative by revealing. And let's call that turn 1. Be our opponent's turn. And let's say they just pop off. They find a way to get over alternative. Enter the battle phase. We'd flip evenly, banishing their whole board. Then it'd be our first draw. Here we are in an interesting situation. So what I would do is I would use Ash for Melody to add another Blue Eyes. And alternative to hand. And then we can use Bingo Machine Go. And let's say True Light. So this time around we would take 3 very different cards. And in this situation, we would want the True Light to be added to our hand. We get the Dragon Spirit. We can at least special summon out alternative and uses the, well, we can attack directly because our opponent doesn't have anything on the field. And that would be our turn. So then we'd go into our next turn. We draw. Again, not what we really want. We can use Alternative's ability to pop a monster on the field, destroying our opponent's only defense, let's say. Then we can sacrifice to go into our Crystal Dragon. Crystal Dragon here serves a very, very unique and very important purpose. Because when we attack with him, we get to add a dragon to our hand. So let's add our final copy of the Blue Eyes White Dragon. No, let's not. I take that back. Let's not. Let's do the final alternative instead. So, on our main phase 2, we can special summon our alternative because we hadn't done that yet. And that would be the turn. Now, at this point, I don't care if Crystal Dragon dies or not. It's done its job. So, let's say it does die. Now it's our turn. That helps us out a lot. So what we can do now is normal summon out Stone, Synchro Summon for Shen Shen, and then we can attack our opponent's monster. That would be the end of the turn, and Stone of Ancient's effect would then activate, allowing me to add Abyss Dragon as well as Blue Eyes and a Polymerization to my hand. So that's our turn. It would be our opponent's move. Let's say they get rid of Abyss Dragon and Shen Shen. And then it's our move. We would first use Feather Dust to get rid of all of our opponent's back row. We can then use Stone to add back our alternative. Now, this is where it gets interesting, because we can special summon our alternative, followed by playing our Polymerization spell. And normally, we'd be able to go into our alternative ultimate, but in this case, we're going to go into Neo. That's because, while Neo isn't as powerful, it has a very nice effect. We can banish out our Abyss Dragon to increase his attack strength to 55 as well. Let me see if I could have done anything to prevent. No, that's what we could do that. So I would attack with Neo. I would use his effect to discard a copy of the original Ultimate Dragon so that he can attack a second time, and this time it would be a direct attack for 5,500. And then I can do it again for gain. So Neo has a very specific niche in this deck. He is designed for the OTK for this deck. So I guess we can try one more. Because that was a very, very slow build. So let's do one more and see what our luck looks like. So, alright, so let's say this time we are going second again. So our opponent would set up. He wouldn't go full bore though. And then it'd be our turn. He would draw. I like this hand a lot. Alright, so we can play Ravine. Discarding our Dragon Spirit, which can help us later. To send Stone. We can then use Bingo Machine. I'm going to say we're going to take all three alternatives, so one gets added to our hand. Normal to special, or reveal to special. Normal. Let's do Sync for Xian Xian. And then we can attack. That would be the end of the turn, and because we have a Blue Eyes White Dragon in the graveyards, we can use Abyss Dragon again. So Abyss Dragon's two effects activate, giving us access to our Polymerization and a second alternative dragon. So it'd be our opponent's turn at this point. Let's say they kill off 4 Abyss Dragon. And now it's our turn, so we draw. We can discard Crystal Dragon to send another Stone of Ancients to the graveyard. We'd reveal to special summon out alternative and then play Polymerization. we once again go into our alternative ultimate. We can use Abyss Dragon's ability now to banish itself, as well as a different copy of our stone to add Blue Eyes back to hand. So then we would attack with our 55 beat stick first, returning Abyss Dragon to the graveyard. Alternative Dragon would destroy whatever monster they have out on the field. Shen Shen would do the next monster. That would be the turn our Stone of Ancient that we just sent to the graveyard would activate, letting us special summon our final Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck to the field. Be our opponent's turn. Let's say they said something in defense and then their move. We would draw. We'd be able to get rid of all their back row. Banish Abyss Dragon. So 4,065. Banish the second stone to get back alternative. Special summon by revealing. And that would be game. So this deck has a lot of versatility. There's not one solid way to play this deck. That's what makes it so fun. There are a variety of different strategies. We can use hand traps to slow down opponents. Evenly and impermanence help to slow down decks even more. Variety of different board wipes. And Shen Shen to just sit and abuse the power of Abyss Dragon. So lots of different things going on in this deck, and I hope you guys build it and try it out for yourselves. And please, if my build doesn't suit your dueling style, alter it as much as you need to so that way it fits you. But until next time, I'll see you guys later.